You're welcome back to the Eastern Business Report here on Afia TV. And I still have my guest here in the studio. Let's talk about what specific ways empowering Southeast youths, for instance, on things like digital entrepreneurship, agro-processing, and manufacturing, how it can transform the region from consumption-driven economy into a major production and innovation hub in Nigeria.
It is something that is commendable if we all will be thinking about that. Maybe, but I believe our challenge is funding, and the government is not helping the situation. I just have to be frank. The government is not helping the situation because I knew around 2003, I inaugurated some number of youths under my youth empowerment network, then around 2003. So I had over hundreds of them members. So what we plan to do is to train them on agro business and then entrepreneurship development. After that, we'll raise funds to support activities under that agricultural sector. But along the line, we were not able to raise enough funds to back it up. After the inauguration and mobilization of this, we were training them on the entrepreneurship seat. So should it be that happened and we started it then, by now, we must have been in so many communities developing young ones so that they can, going into agriculture is the easiest way for them. Because if you talk about digital or other areas, it will still need some maybe more technical or more funding for one to engage in that. But for the agricultural sector, only a hoe can save you. You know, having only a hoe can save you, or having a machete can take you there. Before we talk about mechanized ones, but we'll just start somewhere first, and something will be happening. But this one now, going into technology, is very, very good. But it will still require money. And most of these youths we're talking about doesn't have the way to do, don't have people to support them. When you go to communities and villages, you find that a lot of them, over 80% of the youths are in the communities. And so many of them don't have support or help. I know how many people calling me for one help or the other. You get it? So I don't know how many people have helped, and this looks as if we're not even started. That's it. So if we are thinking about that and how to, even if nothing happened, get some fund and support those in the grassroots to start going into agricultural sector, I think it will help to reduce or empower people. Again, because a lot of them are interested, but they don't have funds to support it. Yeah. Especially as regards to seedlings and maybe some technicalities, that's minor things.
Sure, because it's easier to say, okay, why not go into farming? But there are also technicalities into it. Even if you want to go into fish farming, they'll tell you need to buy some containers. Exactly. You need to learn the species of fish to even
even storage when you want to preserve it. It's still so you need some.
Yeah, because if you're not able to sell it fresh,
yes,
you must dry it and sell.
Process it and dry it for future use. You see, so we still lack some fund. If our government is doing well, I think they should be supporting the youths in the grassroots to embark on agricultural activities. It will help to reduce the Indian hemp they smoke everywhere. All the crime and criminalities you find in the communities. And even those things happening in the city, they start from community. Even the criminals you see in the city, they groom them in the community then before they start coming. But if there are meaningful things going on in these communities, you will find most of them, they will be engaged. They don't even have time to begin to talk about these evil things they do there. But because, I don't know anything to do, you will find them. They go and join their friends, smoke, chase women, pregnant women here and there, a lot of things, evil things keep on going on in the community. So I suggest, if it is possible, to begin to engage them in things they can easily afford. This agriculture, we have land. They can always go in. Yeah, it's not bad going into technology or ICT or something like that. No, it's good. But if you can afford it, go ahead and do that. Or if there is maybe a relative or friend or whatever that can support you to do that, that would be very, very good. But the easy one, can we have a way of encouraging them so that crime and peace will reign? Crime and criminality will be off, and then peace will begin to be there in the community.
All right. I mean, a lot of people that are young believe that maybe the fastest way to succeed will be to be part of government. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. And that brings me to the next question. What practical mechanism should be established to give Southeast youths genuine decision-making power in governance, policy formulation, and resource allocation rather than tokenistic inclusion?
Well, the practical thing that should be done is that the government should start carrying the people along in all its activities, especially as it affects the people. Because in drafting a budget for the year, where are the youths? Are they being invited to come and make an input? Where are the social development partners? Are they being involved critically? Or just when they finish it, they'll now come and say, come and look at what we have done. Then they will just, okay, yeah, you did it well. You know you cannot change whatever they have done. They have already did it. So if they can sincerely begin to engage the youths and women and those less privileged in preparing budget and allocating some fund to them, allocating some fund to their development, I think there will be a great change in the way we do things. But the problem is that they want to do it their own and force you to follow it. But in preparing this budget, it's meant that people are supposed to make an input. You're supposed to, the women, the children, the youths, they're supposed to be making input as well to protect their own interests. Not just constructing roads, not just building gigantic houses and you say, yes, it's developing, you're developing the society. No. Why not bring those people that owns that money that you're handling? That money, that budget, that money you're going to be using, the people that owns it are the entire state citizens. Why not carry them along so that they can be protected? Their own interests will be protected. So that even if this family that we're talking about, agricultural sector, they can now come out and say, oh, this is what we want. Give us tractor. Give us maybe storage houses and so chemical and so chemical to preserve what they have farmed, what the output of their farm. But when they're not being brought in the picture, it's difficult for them to make an input. And we'll continue to remain where we are, except people like us when we come, the NGOs, where we can answer, okay, there's a gap here. Let's find a way of filling it. But the ones we do doesn't go far. Because it's just like dropping a salt in an ocean. But when government comes, yes, it feels more impact. We're usually trying to do our best. That's it.
Okay. Do you think that targeted youth empowerment initiatives in key locations, for instance, having a tech hub in Onitsha and Aba, getting into some focused farm kind of settling or empowerment activities in Ebonyi, and of course leadership platforms in Enugu. Enugu is heavy in tech too. Do you think that can create a multiplier effect across the 5 Southeast states if they come in place? Because you've already complained about the government not being forthcoming in some of these things. But do you think it is possible, really?
Well, it's going to be doing. It's going to do a great job. It's going to have a great impact. But it's like saying the person you're just trying to they solve a problem of say 5%. And how long will you do that? Knowing that so many, even in my community alone, they have more than 5,000 youths in the grassroots. And this hub and this training, whatever they are conducting in this place, will not even solve half of my own community, not talk of the entire state. So how long?
But then one by one, isn't it? Out of 5,000 people, if you take 500, you have it keeps reducing.
I'm not discouraging that. I'm not saying it's not good. It's good. They're encouraging us. I get it. I love that. But what I'm talking about here is that it's not enough to reach so many in a short period. I don't know whether I get what I'm saying. So,
I understand
to reach so many people in a short period. Well, I commend the governor of Enugu State. He's trying to do his best because the smart school is coming up with. It's a very brilliant and a very good one. Yes, I've not seen it before, and I'm witnessing that, and it's going to create a very big impact in the society. And I had he made it to be in every ward. The other day I went to GTC. It's my alma mater, and it's really transformed into like an university.
Actually.
Yeah. So this is a great deal. That's a commendable effort. If other people in the Southeast region are doing like that, believe in me, in a short while you see the whole society transform into a better one. Now that the smart school is in every community, that's exactly what I'm trying to say, where you can gather enough of them, groom them, train them very well, and you will catch them young. And the community will begin to develop, and there will be peace and environment. With that smart school in every ward, we create a great impact. Like, for instance, if he has done that, maybe in 3 solitary zones only, it's nothing. But now he tried to do that, to build smart school in every community. That's a commendable one. I'm not saying it because I'm here, but I'm saying it out of my own, So, and as we're taking it that way, maybe if somebody like him or him maybe coming and did do something the next time, I think all these things we're talking about, not reaching many youths, will reduce. But I'll say, as them, let them be more proactive, not just be talking. As we have built that, let it start doing what it's supposed to be doing, and not building it and result and all this will start living there. People will just be seeing the school and nothing.
Well, I mean, clearly from what we're seeing, the schools that are ready, they have many pupils in them, so that's even not a problem of who will go there. But I need us to shift to something. Now that they've talked about building, and where people will live is also as important as empowering them. People can empower someone, but he doesn't have a home to lay his head. And you are also into real estate.
Yes, yes.
The biggest housing estates you can see in the Southeast are powered by the private sector, like yourself.
Yes.
What do you think is the challenge? Because right now, we can't point at any massive low-cost housing by any of the governments in the Southeast. Maybe you know what I don't know.
Yeah, yes.
So, what is holding the government back from partnering with people like you in providing affordable housing for the people?
Well, that is a very interesting area. To tell you the fact, I knew in the past they used to have quotas for civil servants, and it would just be given to them. A lot of incentives, but this time around, it's not there.
Because they sold it off, owner-occupier.
Just after you are leaving, you just buy and pay off of that. So, and they are not trying to replace. I don't know whether they have a plan for that, but for now, I'm not saying. So I believe what is trying to make government maybe draw them out of this is corruption. Corruption is one. The people they are giving the money to do it, will they do it sincerely? Because you ask somebody to go and build a room and a parlor for maybe level 8 or level 7. They will tell that the room and parlor is 15 million. Where do you think the level 7 or level 8 person will bring 15 million and give to you to buy the house? And they're not doing any research to see how they can reduce the costs. Yes, it's not their make that the materials are very costly. Like, for instance, cement today is about 11,800. I bought it 200 bags, the one I'm using recently. Less than 800. Initially, it was 1,000 something, 2,000 something. It's true, the materials they're using is very costly. But then, as a government, and that's what we do anyway, them not just talk about our own, but what we try to do, or what they're supposed to do, is to go into research, look at the materials that will be affordable and durable, use them, build these small houses. Maybe a room and a parlor can be 8 million. So it will be easy for a small man
to spread the payment. Spread
it, to mortgage it. And the person will pay over a year, maybe 15 years or 10 years, and he owns it. So, but they're not thinking towards that.
Yeah, I mean, it's worrying, isn't it?
Yeah, they're not thinking towards that. They only support us, sell land to us, some of us. If you're lucky, you get a good land, fine. They'll allow you to go and build for people. But they're not engaging in supporting us to build or even to look into all these developers who are doing the cheaper ones. Let's encourage that person to do more of it so that they can accommodate our staff, our servants. So they're not thinking about anything about house at all, apart from providing land. So, but it's worrisome because you cannot force them to do what they don't want to do, and their major aim is to maybe infrastructural development, not adding the housing, but at least the roads, maybe some gigantic houses here and there for hotel or for conference and so on and so forth. But the masses, how are they benefiting from this?
Because the reason I'm asking the question is that a lot of the big cities around here, Enugu, Abakaliki, Umuahia, Owerri, Oka, it's pressing in, and the only way you can decongest the city is to have housing estates within the fringes. Because if you don't build it, everybody wants a space within the city. And then it exerts a lot of pressure on the infrastructure. People not obeying traffic rules because there are too many cars on the road.
They want to rush somewhere.
But do you think really that something can be done? Because we are not seeing some good movement from government in dealing with this. Because the way it is only government that can solve the problem. If we want to create new opening roads surrounding the cities,
access roads,
they are the only ones that can do it. Do you think that it is possible that they are thinking in that direction?
Well, it is possible because I knew the right time I discussed with the Commissioner for Housing. He told me a lot of ideas they are bringing in, from outside the country that will really make the houses cheap. And if they are sincere with it and serious with that, I believe in the near future we'll begin to see some light in that area. But I would have as well encouraged them to begin to open roads and put some infrastructures like electricity and so on nearby some bush areas so that people can as well go in and acquire the land and start building because there's roads. Because if there's no road, nobody goes there. Even developers like us don't go there to build. We're looking at the accessibility of the place we are building your houses.
You have to start grading. You have to start providing
even if you're not
electricity.
Even if you're not building a house, if you see developer try his best, help him open the roads. Open the
Yes, I wanted to ask that. There are so many estates, especially within the southern fringes of the city, that very fine houses but very dusty roads.
Yeah, and that's discouraging. You can't even market it. Because somebody who is coming there to buy it or to live there will look at the environment and the accessibility of the place is living. Once it's dusty and naughty or very bad, it won't come there. And you as a developer, the money you have invested in doing that will just be like a waste or delayed. If you have borrowed it from a bank, you know how much you'll be paying while the house is just there rotting. You see, so if they can give us access roads, the developers, open the bushes, you'll see a lot of places opening up.
All right.
Yes.
Yeah, but before we go, because we're almost out of time, as we conclude this conversation, what do you think are the most critical skill gaps among Southeast youths today? And how do you think the region can align its education and vocational training systems with the demands of the 21st century knowledge economy? What do you think they should be looking at now to solve the problem of employability and people are actually accepting to go into some kind of a training or capacity building?
Just like what I said earlier, we have to start to catch them young. Some of this training or capacity is just within the city, urban area, or dedicated ones that knows about it. How can we go to grassroots? Can we have a design, a roadmap, how we can develop this in the grassroots? If we get to grassroots, then I believe, yes, we're making a very big impact. But if it's just what we're doing in the city, maybe in 20 years, we're still pushing to get to where we're going. So I encourage us to target the grassroots and come up with easy or flexible activities that will not be, because sometimes if you come up with something that is tedious for them to learn, some people don't are not dedicated. There are things we bring to grassroots, it will be like a waste. So you look at the kind of things you are bringing to the grassroots that will be viable, that everybody will embrace and be part of it. Not like developing. There was a time our network of NGO came up with some funds. We start this skill acquisition. We train about 200 of them. Some of them are still making ends meet with that today. Some have married, they're still doing it. Skill acquisition, how to produce soap, how to produce tissue paper, beads like this, and so many other things. We train them on that for about 2 months in our community. And that has given a lot of people job. So how can we not replicate such a thing in all the communities?
Yeah.
And here we have over 400 communities in Enugu. We just do that in one community. It's just like we've not started.
Just like a drop of water.
That's why we're calling government. Even if you're not going to do it yourself, why not support those that does it well?
I think that's a good place to leave it. If you're not going to do it yourself, support those who are doing it. Yeah. Thank you so much.
God bless you.
Chief Honorable Dr. Igwe Chibike Elias, founder, CEO, ASBESOC Homes, ASBESOC Builders Nigeria Limited, and Syncood Homes and Properties Limited, and Association for a Better Society, which is an NGO. Thank you for coming on the Eastern Business Report. And that's the much we can take on the Eastern Business Report. The Afia Business Morning returns tomorrow. Many thanks for staying with us. My name is Alex Obodo. Bye for now.